Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Wild Finds, where I'm searching thrift stores for media items. Let's see what we can find. And here we are. I'm looking for DVDs, CDs, records, VHS, and we got a bunch of those, and they're 5 for $1. Hopefully they put some new stuff out. Like this right here I found in a past video. Criterion Collection one, Bad Timing, and also one Tunes of Glory. Awesome. We got this one, What's the Worst That Could Happen? Actually, this movie is the worst that could happen. This is horrible. I really didn't like this at all. Midsommar Murders. Sometimes these have value. I'll put this one aside. Jimi Hendrix. Nice. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Now, funny enough, in my last video I found The Last Exorcism, which looked pretty good, and Ebert and Roper gave this 2 thumbs up. I'm somewhat suspicious of that rating, but I'll check this out for the price. Humphrey Bogart. Now, I've only seen Casablanca. I don't think I've ever seen any other Humphrey Bogart movies, so I'll grab this one. Being Michael Madison. Got a WrestleMania 21. Shakes the Clown. I already own this, but I've never watched it. And sometimes it's easier just to rebuy a movie than to go searching for it, so I'll definitely grab that one. Richard Simmons, Sweating to the Oldies. This is actually like pretty heavy feeling. It's a complete collection, so this might have value. And I'll take a closer look through all these and I'll let you know what I find. And okay, found all these right here. Now this pile, these are ones that I either already own and don't need, or they just don't have resale value, so I didn't pick up, but just wanted to point out. They had this one, the Charles Bronson double pack here with 10 to Midnight, great movie, and this movie right here, which I've never seen before, but doesn't really interest me that much, so gonna pass on that one. Never So Few, that looks okay, but I'm gonna pass on that. Donnie Darko, don't need this, but thought it was cool how it's still brand new and sealed. Very nice. This one, American Ballet Theater, I thought that might have value. It doesn't. Same with this one, Watch Mr. Wizard. And now I found that Richard Simmons box set, and I looked it up and it does have value, but I mentioned like single disc ones that don't have value, and I actually found one of those as well. So like this one, I'm not gonna grab, but I am gonna grab these right here, including the Richard Simmons one, which we already saw. WrestleMania 21, I don't need this, I already own it. I'll probably lot it together with another wrestling DVD and sell it that way. Words and Music, old-timey movie right there that has some resale value, that's brand new. Midsommar Murders, I usually pick those up. They have some value as well. Tunes of Glory, that looks like an okay movie. It's brand new, so I'm going to resell that one. And the Great Courses ones, sometimes they're okay, and I'll sell this one as well. And Rose Red, I used to grab this all the time, but it actually went down in value and really isn't worth that much. But this one is brand new, so I'm gonna grab a brand new one, and maybe I'll have some luck with that one. And these ones right here are ones that I'm gonna watch. And this Criterion one, Bad Timing, looks like a pretty good time right there. You have Art Garfunkel, music by Tom Waits and The Who, Billie Holiday. And yeah, this looks like it could be okay. And this King of the Ring, I put this in the keep for myself pile, but I actually already own this. But I grab any wrestling one that has the WWF logo, and I'll probably resell this one. We got Assassins. I've actually never seen this movie, and it looks like it could be okay. And we already talked about Shakes the Clown. We have this one, The Man from Left Field, and it's Burt Reynolds as like a baseball coach for kids. And it just looks like it would be wholesome, and you know, kind of just a cute little movie right there. And I've never seen this one, The Manhattan Project, and that looks like it could be really good. I'm sure most of the people watching this have already seen it, so let me know in the comments if that's a good one, The Manhattan Project. And Commando, I've seen this many times, but like I said before, it's easier just to buy another one for 20 cents than to track down like where I put my copy. And I do want to rewatch this, so I'm gonna grab that one. We got a Jimi Hendrix one, Blue Wild Angel, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, I'll check that out. I might get around to watching this one. Being Michael Madison, the back cover, it kind of looks like it's not really a high budget documentary or anything, kind of low budget right there, but maybe it's pretty good. And I've heard good things about this movie, it's a classic, and I'll watch that. And finally found this Cheech and Chong double feature with Nice Dreams and Things Are Tough All Over. Now headed into the book nook. It's all about that book nookie. CDs, more CDs, records. When you come to thrift stores like this, the chances of finding good records is very slim, but sometimes I look anyways. You might get lucky, you never know. More CDs, more records. I actually have more DVDs over here. Got this British one right here, The Sandbaggers. I'll look that one up. Perry Mason. Now, I actually stopped grabbing these because they're not really worth very much, but I have sold them before in the past. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I think I already own this, but not this cover. And that's a really awesome looking poster. That's so cool. We got this one here, Tennessee Williams' Greatest Classic Films. Still brand new. Now, I sell these from time to time as well, so I usually look these ones up. And we also have a Toy Story Mania PlayStation 3 game. Now, it's for the PlayStation Move, so I don't think it's worth anything. And also, it feels like the disc isn't even in there. And I'm right. I also have this one, Eddie Izzard Glorious. I'm gonna grab these three from this section over here. We also got these, which we already looked at, and these right here. I decided I am gonna grab these three. That way I'm grabbing 25, which will be an even $5, and that's $5 very well spent. Today at this thrift store here, and for some reason there's a pile of skateboard wheels in the parking lot. Strange. Anywho, let's see what they got. We got some VHS here. Seems to be new donations. CDs and kids' books. The Beatles. Usually I grab things like this to lot together, but I have so many Beatles albums, sometimes I don't even bother. The Eagles. Seems to be classic rock stuff here. Another Eagles. Jethro Tull. Ooh, Michael Bolton. Star Wars sheet music. Huh. More CDs here. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy. This album is amazing. This is awesome. Human Rights. They're like a reggae group. Ooh. Now this is one of my favorite albums ever. Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies. When I first got into that album, I remember I was playing the game Breath of Fire 2 a lot on Super Nintendo and playing that album. So this kind of seems like an unofficial soundtrack to the game Breath of Fire 2. Well, to me at least. Also found this one right here, Grateful Dead Live at the Cow Palace. 3-disc set seems to be good condition. I'll look this one up and probably grab it. Grateful Dead stuff can have value. And okay, so these ones right here, I thought about grabbing, but they just have a little bit too much scratching. But these ones right here, I will grab. Toby Keith, that's an okay one for resale. This Grateful Dead one seems to go for about $20 or $25, so definitely grabbing that one. Warren Zevon, gotta get that, and the Alice in Chains as well. And okay, back at home now, and I want to show off some of my Goodwill finds over the last 2 weeks. I got some really great stuff, and I found these punk CDs right here, and I even made a little TikTok video about it. At the Goodwill bin store, bunch of punk CDs, The Misfits, nice. Screeching Weasel, No Effects, awesome punk band here, the Ramones, and the Godfathers of punk, can't forget about them, Fall Out Boy, nice. And yeah, I use TikTok just to promote my YouTube. I don't really take it that serious. But yes, I called Fall Out Boy the Godfathers of punk, and that really seemed to trigger some people who didn't seem to know that I was joking. So, for the record, I don't actually think Fall Out Boy are the Godfathers of punk. But I did find some more CDs, and here's Rob Zombie, and he is the Godfather of metal. He invented it. And we also have like Metallica, Gojira. That's a brand new CD, very cool. Also got New Order here, Bone Thugs and Harmony, T-Rex, R.E.M. Got these Pokemon discs. I think this was for some type of like sweepstakes. I'm not really sure, but pretty cool right there. Oh, and back to Fall Out Boy though. This CD right here seems to be pretty rare and valuable, so that's a pretty cool find. And moving on here, I also found a bunch of wrestling DVDs. Now, I already own most of these, but these will be good to lot together. So had to pick those up. Found a bunch of VHS here. Blade Runner, Escape from New York. I love that old cover right there, very cool. Heart Hotel, still brand new. The Brides of Fu Manchu, brand new. We got King Kong, Jason X, Night of the Living Dead, brand new. And we got the Rambo movies here, Child's Play. Now this was one that someone had thrown back into the bin. They looked it up and then threw it back, but this is pretty valuable, probably $30 or $40 or so. And also this one, Hocus Pocus. There's a guy there who shops for media as well, and he was telling me like, oh, I found Hocus Pocus, and it's actually pretty valuable, like $20-25. And then the next time I was there, I found my own copy of Hocus Pocus, so very cool. And I probably wouldn't have grabbed that unless he told me, so that was good. And also found these, Bride of Chucky and the Halloween Clamshell. And I found a couple records too. I found my all-time favorite album. I was so happy that this happened to be there. Weezer, the Blue Album. And it's a reissue, but still really cool right there. Also found this one, and I don't know much about this, Steven Universe, which seems to be a Cartoon Network show, I guess. It says Cartoon Network right there. Put up by the label I Am 8-Bit. And this seems to be pretty valuable, over $50 at least. So very cool right there. And also found some 45s right there. And this is a really early Elvis one that seems to have value. And even more here, Blu-rays, Walking Dead 3rd season Steelbook, very cool. Airplane Christmas Story, the Santa Claus Trilogy, a Dunkirk 4K, Rio Bravo, Spaceballs, Lake Placid, brand new, the Twilight Saga. DVD here. This is pretty valuable. The Transformers Beast Machines. Found some video games. The first time I found a 8-bit NES game. It's only a baseball game, but still was cool to find. Got this PlayStation game right here. Got a Halo right there. Wii Sports. I find that a lot. So glad to find that one. Again, sells for about $20-25. Very nice. I was surprised to find these brand new, still sealed Maddens. You know, not worth a ton, but worth grabbing. Now this right here is a really cool item. Found a binder of games. There's like Wii games, another Wii Sports, Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Got some Xbox games, Halo, Jaws. It's mostly common stuff, but, you know, still has some value. Just a couple more items down here I wanted to show from the Goodwill, some books that have some resale value. These print CDs, it's still in the old CD long boxes. The boxes have a little bit of water damage, unfortunately, but still cool to see these. And also grabbed the DVD Thin Man collection. I find that from time to time. And okay, I have even more to show. People who've watched this channel for a while might remember, I have a friend named Tim who sends me stuff that like he doesn't want anymore, and I pay him for it, and it's always like really great stuff. So instead of him like trading it into the store, he sends it to me. I love the deal we have worked out, and this time around he sent some really cool items, some PS5 games. I had talked to him about how I don't have a PS5, but I plan on getting one soon, and he sent me some games he didn't want anymore. This one, The Pathless, looks like a puzzle like adventure game, and those are right up my alley, so that's very cool right there. Tormented Souls, which is kind of like a Resident Evil type game. He said it's like way too difficult and it annoyed him. There's a chance I might like this, but if it's anything like this game right here, Daymare 1998, I probably won't like it that much. I actually already own this one, and I played it for 10 minutes, and I just really did not like that at all. So I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, I'm just trying to tell the truth here, and I think that Tim also agrees that that is not a good game. So yeah, back to these. Corpse Killer. Now when I first looked at this cover, I was like, oh, Corpse Killer, what's that? And then I flipped it over and I'm like, oh god, that old Sega CD game. So I love the Sega CD, but not for games like this. I'm more into like the adventure games like Snatcher, Rise of the Dragon, Willy Beamish, Secret of Monkey Island, stuff like that. And the full motion video games, kind of like, most of them weren't the greatest, but I will try to like finally beat the game. I never got far at all, and yeah, that should be good for a couple plays right there. Very cool item. Back 4 Blood, you know, an online game that I'm not really into online games, so I might never get around to playing that one, but still a cool item. The Quarry, I already have that on PlayStation 4. Great game. Bloodborne might be a little bit too difficult and annoy me, but I'll probably give that one a shot. And we talked about Daymare, and there's some Switch games here too. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. That looks really cool. Sonic and Shadow Generations. I'm not too into Sonic games, but this one I will play for sure. Epic Mickey Rebrushed. And he also sent me a bunch of trade paperback comics here, and these are the ones that I thought were really cool looking. Fist of the North Star, The Freak, Green Arrow. Now, Green Arrow is awesome. I find him to be much better than Green Lantern. I compare the two because they're both put out by DC. Batman the Cult, that looks cool. Heck is a Squared Circle, Lucha Libre comic. Very nice, very nice. And these are funny right here. There's a bunch of like celebrity comics. Berserker, written by Keanu Reeves apparently, and starring him as well. And there's a bunch of those. This Lobo one, written by Scott Ian from Anthrax. Deathstalker, written by Slash. These look interesting. Deathstalker is that old, you know, sword and sandal fantasy movie from the 80s. I'm surprised they made a comic of that. Here's another Lobo. This one, The Fangs. These are made to look like those old, like, 1940s detective novels. That looks really cool. We got these here. Justice League America versus Predator. What in the world? Feral. That looks familiar. There's a chance I could have read this one before. We got Turtles, Batman, Aliens. This looks fantastic. This will probably be the first one I'd read right there. We also got RoboCop. These look so good right here. Oh my god, thank you, Tim. Space Ghost, but like in a serious comic. He's not just like a talk show host. That looks cool. And a few more. Ren and Stimpy Show Your Pals. One called Specs, Summer Shadows, Extreme Venomverse, Hollywood Special, Annihilation Book 1. And can't forget about these. Call of the Cthulhu, and Lone Wolf and Cub Omnibus. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. I do appreciate you watching. Go ahead, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. And here's just a little bit of bonus footage from my trip I took abroad. Ooh, here's something interesting. Today I traveled all the way to Japan. I'm kidding, of course, not in Japan. I'm actually at Disneyland Florida's Epic Center. And what's cool about Disneyland Florida's Epic Center is they do free concerts. And today is Newfound Glory.
All right, Epcot, put your hands together and welcome to the stage, New